Hello, guys and girls. Welcome back to episode 5 of Be Real Reveal. This is Women's Wednesday, so this is just for the ladies. As the guys, your chance was Men's Mondays. So if you haven't heard Men's Mondays, then go back to episode 4 and have a listen. Today is just for you girls. Guys, feel free, of course, to have a listen. But this is specifically for the ladies. Today we got a few interesting segments to discuss. We got the mind of a real man, avoiding heartbreak, and the importance of reciprocation, as well as an interesting topic of the day. That's always my favorite. So, before I start, I just want to say that anybody wants to get in touch with the show, as per usual, the link to the Facebook is in the description. So, go ahead and check it out, get involved, and if you got any questions, if you got anything you want to say, then get in touch on there. If you're liking the content so far, then leave a comment on the video, subscribe, share it, because my channel can only grow with you guys, so it's up to you to help this channel become more real and to grow. I rely on you guys, so yeah. But yeah, Women's Wednesday is upon us, and some very good segments today. I think you girls will enjoy. The section I think you might particularly find useful is the mindset of a real man. I will literally tell you what we're probably thinking if you are dating us, or me specifically, but still. As I said, an interesting topic of the week too. And, live, yes. Next week I may consider doing a live Facebook broadcast, or here on YouTube, for your chance to ask any questions about the show. It's just interacting in general. So, without further ado, let's get round to the first segment. So, the mindset of a real man. You ever wondered what guys think of? Especially if you want to date us? Or if we make the approach? We're not all bad guys, and we can't show that to you unless you give us a chance to do that. Now, I give my male listeners advice on how to approach a girl with confidence, but what use is that approach if it isn't even reciprocated, or if it's automatically assumed to have an ulterior motive, other than a confident guy wanting to be friendly and to say hello? So what are we thinking? Well, let me tell you. I mean, as a guy, if I see a girl and I want to get to know a girl, I mean, the only thing that's coming to my mind is, wow, here's somebody that seems beautiful, interesting, and I want to get to know them more. We're not all pervs with sex on the brain. And you'll be able to tell this when I get to the next segment, but what do we think when we look at you? We think, well, the real guys, anyway, the mindset of a real man is we look at you and we think that you're beautiful. We find you interesting. We want to get to know more about you. Some of us are a little bit nervous and shy. We might have confidence issues. I mean, sure, as I said, I try to give confidence advice out there as well, but not all of us are able to do it as easy. So, yeah, we might be thinking, wow, this girl's really pretty, but what do I say? What do I do? What if she doesn't like me? So we could be just as nervous. The mindset that we have when we're making an approach is usually, 9 times out of 10, that we think you're pretty. We want to get to know you more. And most likely we want to either ask you for a drink, take you out for dinner, or go and see a movie. We want to take you on a date. That's what a real man does. That's what I would do. These are the things that we think. These are the stuff that's on our mind. We don't all have an ulterior motive. You just have to learn to trust us a little bit, which I know it can be hard to do, but how will you know what we're thinking if you don't give us that chance? Because we're not all prudes. We're good people. We're good men. Some of us. I know a lot of guys out there kind of ruin that chance for the good guys, but you can't tar us all with the same brush, ladies. You can't. You know, it's the same with messages. If we send you a message on social media, it's again, we're trying to get to know you as a person. We're trying to be friendly and say hello. We're not all there to send unsolicited messages. It's because we really actually want to get to know you better for the person that you are. And it's not all just about your looks. A real man will not message you just strictly based on your looks. They'll message you because they want to get to know you for who you are, the person that you are. They want to learn things about you. They want to learn what makes you tick. So I know it's a little short for that first segment, but the second one kind of blends into that. Your worries, what you're worried about on that approach. Well, let's get straight into that second segment. So, avoiding heartbreak. Yeah. Heartbreak, girls. What a bitch, huh? We've all experienced it. Some more than others, but how can we avoid it happening again? You see, girls, when you open yourself up to a guy, you lay all your feelings bare. Now, to me, that's the biggest thing a girl can ever do for me, because I never actually misplaced that trust. Especially as a dominant alpha kind of guy. Because to me, it's almost like a sign of submission, but a submission of the emotional sense, in which you submit your emotions. You choose to let your walls down, you lower your guard, and you open up the real you that's inside. You reveal the real you. But what you gotta be wary of is the type of person you give your heart to. Because from my point of view, there are a lot more girls being messed around by idiot players who make the rest of us look bad, and as a result, it makes you all that little bit colder and harder for us good guys to break through to you. So here's a few ways to avoid that heartbreak. Number one, okay, know your man. For starters, know your man, okay? Like, really know the type of personality that he has. Because his past and personality, speaking from personal belief, is a big thing to gain an understanding as to whether he could be genuine or just after your lady treasure. You know what I'm saying. And, now the way I try to show a girl I'm genuine is first and foremost by using manners and being respectful. I try to look at a girl's personality and I'll almost try to match those areas to show understanding. So that's number two. Take a look at what the guy's trying to do. Is he trying to match who you are as a person? Is he trying to take a genuine interest in you? Because that's what I do. Like, for example, I could say, hey, I see you like horse riding. Oh, I used to do that myself, though I was never really that good at it. I mean, because to be honest, I never actually was. But by doing that, I'm being openly interested. I'm telling you that I like your hobby, but I'm also showing you my vulnerability and telling you I'm not that great at it. Whereas you might get some guys acting like they're the best rider out there, or some other fathomable tall tale. There's like, oh, horse riding, yeah, I like that. I'm really good at it. I bet I'm like the best rider out there. Most likely he's probably a douchebag. So communication and honesty is another big thing, girls. So that's number 3 on there. Communication and honesty. So if there are elements of a relationship which you want or don't want, then you need to let us guys know so that we can say either, yeah, me too, or, well, actually, I kind of want this, or I don't really want that. So it saves time and it stops any false expectations. So communicate and make sure that the guy you're talking to is willing to reciprocate to that. Effort is a two-way street. And I'll get onto that a little more in the next segment. But to really avoid your heart being broken, you just really need to research your man. Like I do a bit of research on whatever girl I want to date. Of course, don't always take it at face value. Don't always just take everything that's on a social media profile as the very definition of the person. But at least then just be open to the fact that maybe he could be a bit of a douchebag or not. Now, there is no tried and tested method except sometimes we just have to take that leap of faith. But you've got to ask yourself, are they worth the leap? Now, I would never risk my heart again for a girl where I have any doubts until those doubts have either been confirmed or dejected. And also, whenever you're dating, they shouldn't be too conceited with any outcome. Now, being happy and humble is much more different than being vain, because being too vain could show a sign that they're just after one thing. A real guy like me after a successful date would be happy and humble. Or maybe, depending on the person, just be really happy and excited that it went so well. And I didn't look like an ass. But that's all down to confidence and not being too shy. There's another thing, girls. A guy who is a little shy, or you can see he's trying to be confident in a positive manner, that for you shows he's genuine. Why? Because it's something I would do. I'd never be overconfident and vain. I'd just always try and be the best version of myself that I can be. Now, moving on to the next segment. The importance of reciprocation. I mean, talk about time wasting. Effort should be equal. If you go quiet on a guy, two things will happen. He will either ask if you're okay, or he's gonna get bored and stop wasting his time. Not because he doesn't care, but because he's probably tired of caring too much for somebody he might feel doesn't care back. And this has happened to me a few times before. Reciprocation is highly important, girls, when talking to a guy, or to be honest, even in any kind of conversation, whether it's friendship or love. If the other person doesn't feel valued or appreciated with the efforts that they're putting in, then eventually they're gonna stop. And it's the same for you too, girls. If a guy makes no effort with you, then don't give it back. It has to be equal. Now, I don't believe in ghosting or making them wait, because it just plays with a person's feelings. So if you want to keep the interest of a good man, then keep the interest in him the same level. Conversations have to be balanced. And even physical acts, okay? So say like, I know there's this whole thing that, it's gotta be the guy paying for everything, that the guy buys the girl this and that. But sometimes some guys like it if the girls get them stuff as well. We like little gifts and surprises because it makes us feel valued. It makes us feel good. So it's gotta be equal. And there's one thing I hate as a guy, whereas if I'm talking to somebody and I'm building up an interesting conversation and I'm getting a message that maybe things are going well, and then all of a sudden that conversation starts to come to a standstill. So responses are slower or non-existent. And I'm finding that I'm waiting around hours or days for a reply to a message. It's not really fair. I mean, sure, everybody's got things going on in their own lives, but it's nice to be made aware of that. So we can at least think, oh, okay, well, they're probably either at work or they've probably got kids to deal with right now, or maybe they're asleep or whatever. you've got to reciprocate the effort. You gotta communicate. You gotta let us know these things, because we're not mind readers. We don't know what's going on in your heads. You gotta tell us this stuff. And it's the same with you. I'm the same kind of person. I give out what I expect back, in a way. So, if I'm going to sleep, if I'm tired, I'll let you know that. I'll say, look, hey, I'm just pretty tired, so if you don't get a reply, it's because I've fallen asleep. Simple as that. If I'm about to hop in the tub, I'll tell you I'm about to hop in the tub. If I'm going out, if I've got my phone on charge, then I'll tell you, I'll let you know. Because I don't believe in making people wait. I don't believe in having people sat around thinking that I'm not interested in them anymore. So reciprocate. This is only so long that a guy, from my experience, will put in effort of a conversation if he's not getting anything back. Now, I know this is a short one. I feel bad because, one, you gotta forgive me, girls, but I'm not really feeling too good anyway today. Hence why you probably noticed this episode was released a little late on in the evening. And two, the draft was kind of rushed when I was writing it, so I do apologize. But that's why I decided to put this for topic of the day. That's right. You know what time it is? It's time for topic of the day. That's right. Topic of the day. And I will try to make this a little bit longer. But the topic of the day is when you get sick. Yeah. Getting sick sucks. When you end up getting an illness, it doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's the flu, whether you got an upset stomach, whether you got a migraine, whether you got a headache, it doesn't matter. They suck. Like right now. My stomach's been cramping up all day. And, boy, it's uncomfortable. Now, the worst sickness I ever had was back around last year. Around about Christmas time, actually. Well, I say Christmas time. January last year. Between December 2018 and January 2019. I was in a world of hell because for like 4 weeks, I just had this awful chest infection where I could barely sleep at night. I was coughing my guts up. I couldn't even smoke. I've always smoked and stuff, but I couldn't even light a cigarette up without feeling like I'm going to throw up or just cough my guts up. And it wasn't a nice experience. And even when I eventually got around to seeing the doctor and getting the meds I needed, it took a while for that to clear up. It took a while. I hated it. It was awful. Just like right now, I've had this upset stomach all day, and it's really affecting this episode because I've kind of just been rushing through these segments. So I do apologize for that, girls. But don't worry, don't panic. It's not like it gets to Friday and the podcast series stops. We keep it going. But here's something for you. Maybe for next Wednesday, you can give me some ideas of stuff that you want to hear. So what happens when we get sick? It's awful. This is a product of that. We get days off work. And the day just sucks. Like mine is right now. So, how about you guys? Why don't you, girls, and maybe guys, why don't you message in, say when's the worst time you were sick? What was that like for you? What was wrong? How long did it take until you got better? Just lay it out there. Let me know what's been going on, because when you get like this, it just affects things. I know that right now. Most probably once I finish this, I'm gonna have to rush around and get it all uploaded and get it edited. And in the midst of taking a few trips backwards and forwards to the bathroom. And then finally, once it's uploaded onto YouTube and it's there for your listening pleasure, I'm probably gonna be sat in a hot tub just trying not to die. So, it's awful, girls, it's awful. Which is another thing as well. Another thing that some of us guys like. We don't always show it, but if we're not well, we like to be taken care of. Yeah, I like to take care of. If my girl was ill, if I had a girl that is, if my girl was ill, I'd be there looking after her. I'd be getting her what she wanted because it makes me feel good as a man. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. And it makes me feel even better when I get appreciation for that. So again, reciprocation, going back to earlier. I'm really trying to drag this out best I can, girls. You're gonna have to just forgive me. So, on that note, it's a short and sweet 21-minute episode or so, but I got the points out there that I needed to get. I could have left this till tomorrow, but no. I stuck it out for you, girls. I stuck it out for all you because I love my fans and I love my friends, and the only way you gotta be real to yourself is by being real to reveal the real you inside. Which is probably, I'm gonna be revealing something else on the inside when I get off this podcast later on, because I'm really not feeling too good. So, if you like the show, and you want to get in touch, the Facebook link is in the description. Please do get in touch. And if you've got any questions, then just put them in through the Facebook page. And please leave a like, please comment below, and subscribe. And join us for Friday, Funny Fridays. Fridays is going to be for everybody, and I'm going to be putting some fun stuff down on there where it just makes it a little bit less serious for the end of the week. For the weekend, for you guys to all chill out and laugh at. So, until Friday, I'm gonna say, as always, be real to reveal the real you inside. Have a great day.